So our guest today is Andrew Horn, founder and CEO of Tribute, making it easy for people to create meaningful group video montage gifts with a baked-in virality feature surpassing 1 million ARR run rate. Andrew, you're an inspiring product income maker. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Ohad. It's exciting to be here.
So Andrew, why don't you take 30 seconds, tell us about yourself, and then how did you come up with the problem that you're trying to solve with Tribute?
Yeah, so the quick way to explain Tribute is to tell a simple founding story, which is on my 27th birthday, my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, decided that she was going to give me a very special gift. So she reached out to 20 of my closest friends and family members, asked each of them to submit a 1-minute video telling me why they love me. She collected all those videos, put them in one montage. When I got home that night, she surprised me with the video. I sat in the back of the room watching my best friend, my mother, my father, anyone I could think of, sharing these videos, telling me why they loved me and how it impacted their life. And within minutes, I was in the back of the room, bawling my eyes out because it was the best gift I'd ever received. After the video was done, I went up to my girlfriend and I said, "How did you do this?" And she looked back at me without blinking an eye and says, "Well, it sucked. It took me 15 hours to do. I had to chase these people down, collect videos, and send over hundreds of emails." And in that moment, I realized, well, this is the best gift I've ever received. And it's really challenging to create these. And so I went in the other room. Within a couple of minutes, I had the name Tribute. And the mission began, which is I just wanted to make it easy for people to create these group video montages that you can give as gifts on any occasion. And what started as a simple movement to spread gratitude and human connection has grown into this global movement with over 5 million users. And, as we just mentioned, well over 1 million ARR run rate. And then we've got Inc. 500 inclusion this past year. So the future is bright and we're very excited to be where we're at.
Amazing. Did you even think to validate willingness to pay that this idea has business grounds to it? And if so, did you do any of it? Or was it just a belief that people are going to pay for it?
Well, I think I was our first user test, right? There are very few gifts that make you cry tears of joy. And so if I had that experience, I think it was a pretty safe assumption that other people who receive these video montages would have a similar experience. And fortunately, this is something that was already in the ether. I had seen other people creating these types of food video montages. There was just no streamlined way to do it. So we started doing this without building a technology platform. We'd manually cut them together for people. We charge hundreds of dollars. People wanted it. So every step of the way, I was our first user test. Then we were doing it, really just kind of hacking together a non-technical system. People wanted to pay for it. So we had a pretty solid assumption that people would want to pay for this as a product by the time we started investing real money into building the platform.
So if I understand correctly, the underlying premise for making a product out of it is amazing experience, hard to do, and you make it more accessible, much easier to do. Can you talk to us about what is the product premise for businesses, which I believe you've ventured into over the last year or so?
For businesses, I think when you look at companies, one of the number one reasons that employees leave their organizations is because they don't feel appreciated. Employee recognition is $1 billion plus industry every single year. So giving people rewards, gifts, appreciation that help them to feel valued at their place of work is a massive industry. We've created a tool that does that exceptionally well on major occasions. So we've got partnerships with everyone from Shopify to Zappos to doing custom integrations with people like 1-800-Flowers to make it easier for them to share gratitude with their employees internally. And then also for someone like the 1-800-Flowers, how do we add a tribute to a flower purchase to make it easier for their customers to integrate digital greetings along with their flower purchases? So we're doing all sorts of B2B stuff, and it's a big growth channel for us right now.
And can you share what enabled your growth at the very beginning? Was it the fact that there were not as many alternatives in the marketplace to make it easy, or was it some killer feature or the baked-in virality?
It was definitely that baked-in virality. So one of the great things about Tribute is the average user who creates one of our videos invites about 20 people to join them. And so you think about that, for every customer that we acquire, we're getting 20 new users out of that. So much of our growth was focused on how do we create a viral product loop where those people who are using the platform just to submit a video then want to start their own Tribute.
And is it fair to say that COVID catapulted the business because people were not able to go to birthdays and to certain occasions?
Very much so. We went from a several $100,000 a year business to a several $1 million a year business in the span of a year. Unfortunately, we've been able to sustain that. So COVID, the lockdowns, people not being able to go to parties in person had a massive impact on the business and trajectory. So We're very grateful that we were able to stick it out long enough to get to that place and really take advantage of the opportunity.
And so can you share some of the metrics? I see from the pricing page that you have a 29.99 and then perhaps an enterprise version, and you have some social commerce elements as well. Can you share with us on average how much customers are paying for the product?
So our average order value is right around $60 right now, and our LTV is right around 80 based on current usage, and CAC blended across platforms we're working on right now is right around $30. So we're doing really good, primarily on paid search. And the viral coefficient that we're looking at right now is about zero point 0.7, meaning for every customer that we are acquiring, we're getting about 7% of a new customer. So there's that virality that's baked right into it. It's not a certifiably viral product where it has like that exponential curve, but it is a significant and the primary driver of new users on our website.
Do you think it can go higher than one and have that exponential curve, or it's already going to be less than one and you're going to have to pay in order to get new customers?
Yeah, absolutely. So we definitely feel that we can get that viral coefficient above one. We're launching a new product right now that is a one-to-one video greeting service. So right now, Tribute is a many-to-one service. We're opening up what we're thinking of as the hallmarks of the digital age, making it easy for our users to send one-to-one video greetings. And so with that, we're making it much easier for our users to convert. And so we're very confident that we're going to be able to get that number up to make it easier to get people into the top of the funnel. And that's been a big project we've been working on for over a year and something that we're very excited about.
So from product thinking perspective, why do you believe that the one-to-one product will yield higher viral coefficient where your one-to-many product being sent on average to 20 people will yield only 0.7?
Because when people opt into the one-to-one product, it's something that fundamentally turns them from a user into a customer. When someone becomes a customer, our ability to re-engage them and remarket them to upsell them to other products down the line also increases. So essentially what this does is it will sustain the current viral coefficient of that zero point 0.7, but also provide a lighter option and product for people who are not ready to convert to the group Tribute, an opportunity to engage and become a customer, where we can then remarket them and bring them into other products under the umbrella.
And then do I recall correctly that you mentioned that CAC over paid ads is around $30 for a paying customer, and then the average sales price is 60. So you're basically returning the cost of acquisition within a couple months.
That's right. And there's just a limit to how much we can spend there effectively on paid search, our primary channel. So that's the reason why you'd expect a growth company like ours to see perhaps like larger spend there. But we've just found that there's a limit to how much we can spend effectively. And so our numbers have been locked there for quite a while. But yep, that's where we're at.
So you said perhaps there is a cap to how much you can invest to sustain that 2 months return on sales and marketing. Do you see other growth opportunities that will allow you to scale faster, perhaps while maintaining that return on sales and marketing ratio?
So, I mean, our efforts across like blogging and SEO content creation right now are also pretty reliably showing growth. It's a longer tail, longer like ROI activity. Our content creation efforts across blogs, SEO are definitely paying dividends in the long term. And then outside of that, like what we found is that it's just really important for us to focus on what's most important. And that really is the product, is continuing to really fine tune those viral loops, fine tuning our ability to increase average order value through new product innovation and offerings in the product, just to looking at all of our re-engagement kind of flows to get both users, customers, and recipients back into the funnel as customers.
Can you share some challenges that you faced along the way? I know it's been a long journey for you, and what has been the mindset to overcome those challenges?
The biggest one was being involved in a company that my co-founder and I loved very much, and seeing that company was having a hard time scaling. We had a foundational baseline of revenue. We'd always been making money, but as we continued to go into years 3 and 4 and the company revenue was flat and not really growing, we had a very hard decision to make, which is, do we keep going with this thing or do we sunset it because it's not looking like it's going to be able to pay us the type of money that we need to sustain families in New York City? And ultimately what we decided is that like, we love this thing. We still think that there's a lot of potential. There's products to be built. And so we kept going with it during these challenging years, really as a side hustle. Both my co-founder and I got jobs for 2 years on the side, him at Google, me as an executive coach. And in that time, what ended up happening is we made the product fundamentally a lot better. And then when COVID came around, we were ready for it and we were able to take advantage of that opportunity. But what I'd say is one of the biggest challenges has really been on the paid acquisition user growth front. It's like there was a long time where video was not as prevalent or popular as it is now. So offering a video gifting service was a pretty novel and unique thing. And so what happened over all that time where we just persisted slowly but surely, kept it alive, skeleton team, support agents, engineers in, is that allowed us to take advantage of the opportunity when the time is right.
Amazing story. Is it fair to say that 2014, I believe, where you started, there was not so much competition and alternatives in marketplace, and perhaps it was easier or the viral loops happened more naturally. And today, perhaps there are more alternatives in marketplace. For head paid search is becoming more expensive. And now perhaps new approaches need to be introduced in order to keep differentiation. Is that fair?
Absolutely. I think that what we've seen is that Tribute didn't just launch a company, we launched a whole industry. When you look at now, there's approximately 4 or 5 competitors in the space. And so personally, I think that they are growing the industry of group video montages as a service, which ends up serving us all. I love the idea of competition. I've been an athlete my whole life. And so the idea that there's more people in the space forces us to be better at what we do. And we welcome the challenge and the growth of the sector. And it's constantly refining and asking us to define, what do we do best? What do we do differently? How can we really harp on those things from product marketing perspective so that our users and potential new users are really clear about why they want to use us over any of our competitors?
So how is Tribute different and maintaining its competitive advantage going forward?
Customer support. Number one, we are the best service to work with if you don't really want to do this yourself, but if you want someone who's going to hold your hands with the entire process and be there to answer every single question and help you to pick out videos and do everything, we are far and away the best in the business of doing that. And so our white glove service really does differentiate us. On top of that, we're also the only group video service that allows you to add gifts with your videos so that the recipient can not only get 20 videos from your community, but they can also receive gift cards from all your favorite retailers and shops. And then more and more, it's just product experience and reliability. So just making sure that this is a seamless experience that's easy, that anyone can do, that grandma has no issues uploading their video to. So those 3 things are the pillars of differentiation.
Can you share some recommendations for books, tools, podcasts, blogs that you're following and recommending others to follow as well?
Yeah, I'd say that the book that most comes to mind for me is Atomic Habits, which I think for anyone who wants to create better habits, behaviors, rituals. So James Clear wrote an incredible book, which I think is like the quintessential book on behavior change that's been written in our generation. And so whether you're a leader, whether you're a designer, developer, anybody, so much of our productivity comes down to the rituals, things we do consistently. He's created and synthesized just a beautiful framework to help people to make better decisions about where they allocate their time. And so that's an amazing one. Tony Hsieh's Delivering Happiness was so fundamental for me, understanding how to build a customer and employee centric business. And that was a really, really big one for me as well. And then some of the podcasts that I listen to, most of the podcasts that I listen to are actually like an escape from work. I work a lot. And so the podcasts that I really most enjoy listening to are the Lex Friedman podcast, who's really talking more about science and philosophy and arts and engineering. Sam Harris, who's talking a lot about philosophy and cultural and social issues at like macro scale to understand the nature of our reality. Those are the types of people that I enjoy listening to and fill me up. And I find that learning on those is just kind of like bigger explorations of how the world works, just also fundamentally improves my cognitive abilities as a leader. And so it's helpful to do something there that's fun, that does have a transitive kind of impact on me as a leader.
And which tools do you like to build a business with?
Our business doesn't work without Zapier. So if you can find someone who's a Zapier wizard to basically help you understand how to automate all of your workflows, like we are just so much more efficient because of that. Personally, I'd say that we used Asana for many years. We switched to ClickUp as our internal project management platform. And like that as a task manager and project management software has cut our expenses in about half, and they do a really amazing job. I think employee recognition is fundamental for any sort of good employee culture. And so we use a service called Bonusly, which makes it easy to do in the moment recognition every single week, every day, every month. And we love working with them. They're a great partner of ours. Tribute, I would say, is also a really cool one to set up different rituals for your company on birthdays, weddings, baby showers, any important moment where your employees deserve to be celebrated. So those are a couple that have been really helpful for us.
Share with us about what opportunities are you looking at? What would you like coming into your table faster these days? Is it leads? Is it sales? Is it hiring? Is it funding? What are you looking for?
I would say that right now, the biggest need for us is very much like leads. Like we're super packed in on the product front. We have a clear roadmap. We have great people involved. One of the things that we're really trying to grow is our B2B and partnership side of the business. So whether they are organizations that can add tribute to their actual product marketplace, that's a huge opportunity for us, as well as we do a lot of work with higher education is a huge contingent of our partnerships business. And so I would say leads in higher education is huge. Kind of consumer facing businesses that have meaningful products or could benefit from this type of service. Those types of affiliates have been really huge for us as well. So those are probably two of the ways to most support the business right now.
What about affiliate programs in order to fuel the growth and generate leads for you? Are you interested or already having affiliate programs that people can sign up for?
We've always had a very generous affiliate program. For us, our affiliate program has always been more of a user acquisition tool than a revenue generation tool. And so what we say is, hey, if we can partner with companies that are brand aligned, get our product in front of them, then it's worth it for us to make this a real win for our affiliate partners. So we've had our affiliate program dialed in for about 6 years. And over the last 2 years, we've seen the most growth. And it's been something that we've always been pretty committed to.
So can you share perhaps the ballparks? What do affiliates get if they are listening to the show? Why would they want to sign up? What do they get out of it?
They get more money and they get a better customer experience for their customers. So basically, our baseline for new affiliate partners is 25% of revenue. And so right there, you're like above market. And depending on what they're doing with their product, we can even go higher than that. So you have a high affiliate percentage. On top of that, we create custom materials to really fine tune the user flow, make sure their customers understand exactly what it is that they're getting with Tribute, how it makes sense in their kind of like product landscape. So that's a big part of it.
Is it 25% for life or first year, second year?
Depends on how successful they are as an affiliate, but that's where we lock them in for the first year. And then we have a conversation based off of their performance over year one.
Okay. What about acquisitions? Would you consider, even from a go-to-market perspective, acquiring consumer-facing or social groups or audience owners who might bring to you leads in a more effective way?
We're very open to list acquisition. We've done some of that in the past, but it hasn't been a major strategy, but we're open to anything. I wouldn't say that it's a priority for us, but something that we're open to.
And Andrew, last question. What kind of mindset would you propose for other, perhaps younger product entrepreneurs to practice in order to sustain on this product income making journey?
I would say it's just a matter of prioritization and what's most important. It's like every day before you wake up, before you do anything, before you check your phone, it's just take yourself to your priorities and say, what are the 3 things I can get done today that are most going to move me forward? And if you do that every single day and you just take the time to prioritize your energy, which is a finite resource, and really take the time to allocate your energy there, that is simple, but honestly, the most helpful advice I've received in 12 years building companies is just where you put your attention, energy flows. And so pointing that attention in the right direction when you wake up in the morning and when you go to sleep at night is huge.
Andrew, thanks so much for being today with us. You have an amazing story. Started in 2014 out of your personal experience, receiving an amazing gift experience, which was hard to do for your girlfriend and today wife. Sustaining through rough couple of years, taking jobs, refining the product, and when the pandemic hit, it really scaled from a few hundreds of thousands per year to multi-million-dollar ARR business. Now scaling to enterprises. You're looking for business leads. Affiliates will get 25% commission rate. Andrew, you're an inspiring product income maker. Thanks for joining today.
Thanks for having me, Ohad. Look forward to seeing everybody on the site. Tribute.co, check it out. If you have anything nice to say it all. It's the most meaningful gift on the planet. If you got anyone in your life that you love a whole lot and want to make their day, check us out.